If y'all remember, there was a story about a young boy I was talking about well over a year ago, and the only reason I haven't talked about it recently is because there really hasn't been any update to come from it, whose name was Kawan Bobby Charles. This happened down in Louisiana in one of the parishes down there, where he was the victim of a drowning, where he pretty much died at the hands of his so-called friend and the so-called friend's mother, and both of them just happened to be PC. And the reason why I brought that up is because I've also talked about how there has been these mysterious water deaths involving black people, especially young black men or even young black boys. And this story right here is another example of that. Where down in Georgia, in Columbus, there was this young black boy by the name of Zahmere Greene, only 15 years of age, who drowned in a pond. Now, the thing about it is, the story just came out when this happened, and I'm recording it on June 22nd, and the article I'm reading from was posted on June 20th. This occurred on May 23rd, and he did not drown because he could not swim. He drowned because 6 kids, who most likely was PC, were the ones responsible for his drowning. 6 kids, including a 9-year-old child, are facing charges after a 15-year-old black teen drowned in a retention pond in Georgia, per the Daily Mail. According to police, a group of children were swimming in a retention pond near the Chattahoochee River on May 23rd when 15-year-old Zahmere Greene drowned to death. The children who witnessed Greene's drowning failed to report the incident for nearly a week. Greene's body was found on May 29th, floating in the pond. A medical examiner ruled Greene's death a homicide. One of the children allegedly sat on Greene as he drowned. So as you can see now, this was very intentional. They meant to kill this boy. Yes, I said kill. Murder this child. An 11-year-old child is facing charges of involuntary manslaughter and concealing the death of another. That child is currently being held at the Regional Youth Detention Center. The remaining children in the group, including 2 11-year-olds, a 9-year-old, and a 12-year-old, were charged with concealing the death of another. A 17-year-old suspect, identified as Shane Sono, is being tried as an adult. Now look at these age ranges. They range from 9 to 17. A 9-year-old, y'all. And they try to tell us that that stuff is changing. No, it's very much the same. Sono was initially detained in the Muskogee County Jail before being released on a $1,500 bail. He shouldn't have even had that. A judge remanded his case to Muskogee County Superior Court, where prosecutors haven't formally charged Sono with concealing the death of another. It's tragic all the way across the board, Columbus Police Deputy Chief Lance Deaton said in a statement. You know, a family lost a 15-year-old son, and you've got an 11-year-old who is now charged with involuntary manslaughter and will have to answer for those charges, and that family is having to deal with that as well. First off, fuck his family. Who cares what that 11-year-old family might be going through? He took part in the death of this 15-year-old, so I could care less what his family is going through. What about the family of the deceased? That's what kills me about some of these, not the article itself, but the quotes that they give out. Who cares how the person who did what they did to this person is feeling? It doesn't matter. The fact is that they did it. They participated in it, and it caused the life of one person, this person that we're talking about, to be taken away. So I could care less about what they're going through or their family. The only people that should get any type of sympathy is the family of the deceased. It goes on to say, so it is an absolute tragedy, but we have to remember somebody died in this. And that's all that really should be mattering when it comes to this. You have 6 individuals, ages 9 to 17, that took part in the death of this boy. And then covered it up. They said that they did not find out that this boy that had drowned for nearly a week. So his body was just out there in the water, floating, decomposing for a week. Now, I don't know if y'all realize this or not, but when your body is like that in the water, you start decomposing rather early on. If you're just out there and no one comes and retrieves your body, like within the same day of you being out there. And he was out there for almost a week. Remember, it happened May 23rd, and they didn't get his body until the 29th. You're talking 6 days, almost an entire week that he was out there. Now, if y'all remember, going back to what I said at the beginning with Kawan Bobby Charles, when they found his body, his face was badly decomposed. So I can only imagine what Zahmere Greene's body looked like by the time they found him. You gotta think that water is not clean. It's not like it's not like they were in clean water. It said they were in a retention pond, filthy, dirty water, and they just left them there. Now I gotta ask the question to all of my people that's down there in Georgia. Let me know if you've ever heard of this story, or if this story is new to you. And as for the people that's involved, that 17-year-old, in my opinion, would not be the only one charged as an adult. I would be charging every last one of them as an adult as well, because they all played a part in this. Don't just heavily charge one, heavily charge them all. Give them the highest charge that you possibly can. And I'm going to see if I can try to find a way to stay on top of this case, considering that they just now are reporting it after he's been out there for a week. But RIP to this child. Condolences to the family, and only to his family. Like I said, I could care less about what the other families are going through. As far as I'm concerned, y'all raised some badass bastard children.